Welcome. My name is Noah Kirschbaum. I'm the co-founder of Kohana Homes. Welcome to the Kohana Collective, our podcast. And we are very excited today. We have a great guest, and we're going to learn a lot about this incredible development in Panama. And my co-host and co-founder is Dean Otto. Dean, how you doing?
Hey guys, hey, thanks Noah, and thanks Matt for being here, man. Really appreciate it. I just wanted to start by saying that I went to a convention, I guess you would call it. I got a cat that's following me around here with a tail sticking into my camera, but I went to a conference about a month ago in Panama, man, and it was like literally life-changing. I was telling Noah about it. It was like so amazing, all these amazing people that we met, and just incredible amounts of intelligence and knowledge and it was in Panama, and that was where I had the privilege of spending some time with Matt Brower. And Matt is doing a development in Playa Vanao, which is in Panama.
Yep.
For all of you don't know, it's an amazing little coastal. I consider it like a village more than a little town, I guess. But it's just an incredible place, and I was so impressed with Panama, and was really impressed with what Matt is doing down in with the development down there. And yeah, we had a great time on this trip. Matt, I've never seen him without a big smile on his face. And I have to say that when we went out to a party one night, and Matt had these red tinted glasses on, and he was like the
Oh, I
splitting
should go
image.
grab those.
Yeah. It was a classic, and we had a good night that night. But it was you two all over again with him there. So,
Yeah. It's
but anyway, Matt,
I
tell
hadn't
us.
planned on being that. It was Halloween night, and
He
I
looked
happened to
Yeah.
exactly
be
like
Bono.
Bono. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Bono to the T, man. Everyone was
I
like,
said, I guess I'm
Bono.
Bono tonight. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. But hey, Matt, so just to start, maybe just to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about where you came from before Panama, like where were you and what did you do and how did you get to Panama and what was it about Panama on your first trip that sucked you in there, you know?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the question. And yeah, so my name is Matt Brower. My project down here, I'm building a community called Raya del Sol in Playa Vanao. And what got me down here was almost 5 years ago now. A group of friends and I came down from Colorado to come to a New Year's Eve festival here. There's a lot of music festivals that take place throughout the year in Playa Now. This
Hmm.
is one of the many things this smaller village is known for,
Right.
is its music scene. And for years, I had it in my mind for many years. One day I'm going to live outside of the United States on the
Mm.
beach somewhere. I don't know where that's going to be yet, but it's coming.
Hmm.
And by day 2 or 3, I was walking down, not Playa Vanao Beach, but two beaches over, Playa Raya Beach. A friend of mine was taking me around the area, showing me, and I was walking down that beach, and I just had a deep drop in, like, heart movement, like experience, like, oh my gosh, is this my new home?
Hmm.
And when you stack that on top of how incredible this community is, and like I said, the music festivals and the
Right.
epic
Right.
surfing and the
Right.
sport fishing and all of the things that this place has to offer, um, I decided literally, I think a day, like I said, day 3, like, this is my new home.
That's awesome.
Um,
That's
so
awesome.
I went back to Colorado. I had been in Colorado. So I grew up in Arizona.
Hmm.
Um, right after college, I graduated at Arizona State. Right after college, I moved to Colorado, got into the commercial real estate brokerage industry there. So I spent 23 years in Colorado in commercial real estate brokerage. I still have my company there. It's called
Oh,
Colorado
wow.
Commercial Partners.
Okay.
And I just decided, I can do this from anywhere. I have a nice and incredible team
Yeah.
that I've created in Colorado, and something pulled me here to Panama, and I made the jump, and
Right.
everything else kind of worked itself out.
Right.
Uh, all the logistics. So instead of starting with working the logistics out and
Hmm.
then coming down here, I just took the leap, came
Mhm.
down here because my heart was just like, it was
Wow.
pulling me
That's
so hard.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And then all the logistics worked themselves out. It was pretty cool.
Right. Right. did you always think, dream of, you were going to be a developer, or were you originally, did you ever, was that your goal? Was it in your blood that you were going to go develop a property outside of the country, or you just wanted to go live there and just stumbled into it?
Yeah, I would say the quick answer is I stumbled into it.
Uh,
The little bit longer answer is I've been in real estate my entire
Right.
adult
Right.
life, and it's what my mind understands fully. And from the brokerage side, the
Right.
development side, investment side, that sort of thing. I will say I did think that it was going to operate uh, in large, similarly to the United States, running a development project,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
it
Right.
kind of does not. So
yeah.
it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but it's been an incredible education process. This current project is 5 hectares. It's 12 acres, and I have divided it, segregated it into 11 larger lots,
Hmm.
and we're trying to build 11 somewhat larger villas, high quality, luxurious villas, coupled with respecting the natural environment and, regenerative infrastructure. I don't want the animals to go away, so I'm keeping as many trees as possible and
Right.
feeding nature instead of taking from it. This is my first project. I plan to do more, and now that I've kind of, run through the process on this first one, the
That's
next one
amazing.
is
Huh?
going to go very fast, and I kind of know how
Right.
Panama works now, and
Right. Right.
it'll be
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
we've been talking about this regeneration and building with a thoughtfulness about the land.
yeah.
Tell us about what you're building, the general plan. Like what does that 11 home site space look like? Maybe give it just a little bit of information on what you're doing and what the project is.
Yeah. Cool. Yes. Thanks for the question. So, Playa Raya Beach, again, it's 2 beaches over from the popular Playa Vanau Beach, where most of the restaurants and things are. Playa Raya Beach is 10-minute drive from the center of Playa Vanau, 10 minutes to my project, which is right on the beach. It's on a hill
Mm,
about 70 to 100 feet above Playa Raya Beach. And it's a very different beach. It's very soft sand. It's much lighter in color. So the
mm.
water is much bluer over there. And it's just it's picture postcard views. I mean, it's just
That's
incredible.
beautiful. Yeah.
Um, and this island, and the way this kind of fell into my lap is a friend of mine who had been building her house on this in the same neighborhood. There's a big mountain neighborhood behind my my land. And one of my friends who was building her house in the same mountain neighborhood was taking me around, showing me. She showed me the lowest lot on the hill, and it was the most expensive lot. It was still available, and I stood there, and my jaw dropped to the floor. And I said, "Call the seller right now. I'm buying this. I'm putting my pool
That's
deck right
awesome.
here. This is
Nice.
Whoa, that's
incredible."
amazing.
Uh-huh.
And then how it fell into my lap. My intention was just to buy a lot and put my house there. And he said, there's all this additional land on either side of that lot that it's a kind of its own little island,
Right.
but a hill, like its own little hill. There's like roads and
Mm.
rain drainage on all sides of it.
Right.
So its own little compound, 12-acre compound. And so he, gave me offered me a great deal on the whole thing. And so
Wow.
I came back to the United States and, pulled in some partners. I'm the largest investor in it, but I have other investors,
Okay.
partners too.
Okay.
And we're creating this incredible community. And this is how it fell into my lap. I was like, oh my
That's
God, yeah,
amazing.
absolutely.
Amazing.
Let's go.
It's meant to be, right? It's meant to be. Seems
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but so
So
tell us
yeah,
a little bit about the part of it that Noah started to mention out. There's this sensitivity to the environment that we really sense in this area, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's really exciting for us. We love the idea of non-toxic buildings and
yeah,
clean,
yeah.
clean and healthy food and water and all the rest of it. So it's a dream that we all have, I think, kind of. And did you come to Panama with the passion and sort of that connection to the environment, or did you learn that in Panama? And then maybe you can tell us a little bit of how your project or your development connects with nature.
Yeah, so I would say it's been uh a passion of mine to uh, coexist
Mm.
with all forms of life
Gotcha. That's
for a very long time.
awesome.
I I I see myself as actually, I have a podcast called Industry Alchemists, and what I do is I interview other entrepreneurs that are being disruptive and innovative in their industry
Hmm.
because deeply feel that I'm an innovator in
Yeah.
my commercial real estate industry.
Right.
I spearheaded bringing a lot of new technologies into the industry
Mm.
over the years I've been in it. I see this current project Raya del Sol as another form of that. And so, um, if you go to the website, it says at the very top, the vision of this project is to be a beacon for the growth of Playa Now by combining quality, um, yeah, and respecting the natural environment we're in. So I'm with this project, I'm here to show that everything is possible simultaneously. So
Mm.
what I mean by that is you don't have to take all the trees out and flatten a mountaintop to fit as many homes as you possibly can
Mm.
so that you can make as much money as you possibly can.
Right.
You also don't have to build a bunch of shacks that aren't that comfortable to live in so that you don't touch nature. You know, you're being very
Yeah. Sure.
it can all coexist.
Right.
And to be a beacon, I want to show that we achieve all of this simultaneously. We're going to be building high quality, um, high uh, I hate to use the word luxury because that has its own connotation, but
Right.
it is. It's just higher
Quality.
quality
Yeah.
than what I've seen existing in this area so far.
Gotcha.
There's
Gotcha.
great builders in this area, um, but there's a there's a level of standard that exists that I'm used to, that we're used to, that come from America. Little details that matter a lot for
Yeah.
energy efficiency, for
Mhm.
comfort, for ease of flow of living in a house. Um, and there's a big opportunity to bring some of these things here in this little town in Panama. It is, and I agree with you, it is a village currently, and it's
Right.
growing so rapidly.
It
And
is
the
right.
reason to getting back to answering your question about the environment, why is there an energy of this, is because I think a lot of us who have traveled, we've seen how massive, quick growth can have a negative impact on a place. Tulum, Mexico, for instance, is a great example.
Hmm.
I have so much love for Tulum, Mexico. I've been there so many times, and we have not done a great job of protecting the environment, putting the appropriate infrastructure in
Right.
place so that we're not destroying those beautiful cenotes and the beach and
Right.
the environment. Um, there are many other examples around the world that I could probably come up with. So I
Right.
think there's more of us moving into this area that are just bringing a little bit more of that uh, not knowledge, maybe knowledge, but passion for, you know what, we somehow I'll just speak for myself. I somehow stumbled upon this incredible, beautiful paradise of a place that is um, growing faster than uh, most things I've experienced. Let's get it right this time.
You're right. Right.
Let's like
Right.
to be a part of the growth of this place and to be a way shower and how we can actually pull this off in the right way and have everything accomplished at the same time.
Yeah.
I have such a deep passion for that. And so this is what we're up to here.
That's amazing. There seemed to be like this groundswell around, Noah and I literally were talking about it earlier today, how, food security, and quality of food is such a big factor and quality of the water and,
Yeah.
quality of life, it's just, and that as I learned at the conference that we were at together, that, I really, it sort of, it's sort of annoying that it really made me aware of what I'm eating is like mostly toxic food or water. I'm like, no, I didn't want to hear that. But ultimately, I learned a lot at that conference that we were at, and
Yeah.
that the quality of our food is really about as bad as second to worst in the world, really, as far as what levels we allow people to spray chemicals on our food and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so
And then you're talking about in the US or
in the US,
In the
in
US.
general? Okay,
and
yeah,
then second to Brazil, and so there's
yeah,
this sort of people starting to become aware of this, and they're also starting to realize that wow, that's not that great. And I think that there's this really huge opportunity, in our opinion, in this area of real estate, this niche, to
yeah,
create these communities where people can not only enjoy a great life, but eat clean food and drink clean water and breathe clean air. And yeah, I mean, it's becoming
yeah,
more than just having a condo on the beach in Maui, right? I mean,
yeah,
people want
yeah,
more, right? And we all agree that that we've in a crazy world right now. And I think
yeah,
reconnecting to nature is probably one of the best ways to get humanity back on track. Yeah.
yeah,
And this
yeah,
idea
absolutely.
that we should make this more of a thing would be, I think, a very calming effect on our world. Because I know, I mean, my backyard, I have 50 trees planted, fruit trees
Incredible.
and
Yeah, yeah,
vegetables and stuff all over the place here, and we just love it. And it's not that I'm trying to like live off the grid or anything, but it's just I get a personal enjoyment out of the experience, and I think it's a
yeah,
human nature this is kind of at the core of us, and I think we need to go back to it because we've lost track. Do you
yeah.
agree with
We've
that?
absolutely, yeah. And for me, there are several reasons why I chose to move outside of the U.S., not necessarily to Panama. I did plan to move outside of the U.S. fairly soon. At the time that I did, I moved down here over a little over 3 years ago. I had traveled to Lisbon, Portugal, looking at real
Oh,
estate. I
wow.
was actually planning
Well,
to travel to southern Spain to look at the beach towns down there.
right.
And then I got invited down here and took a hard right turn to Panama, and then this happened
Yeah,
somehow, and I'm
right,
so happy it did.
right,
But one of the main reasons why I was so dead set on just removing myself from um, the 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 systems of the United States is the food system.
Yeah.
It's very closely linked with the pharmaceutical and medical system.
right,
And we don't have to get into this
right, right.
rabbit
No, no,
hole,
no.
but I'm a walking
Yeah, yeah.
example of how
Right,
one can heal their physical body and their gut by getting out of the systems that are meant to keep us sick, whether or not
right,
it's just
right. It's just
whether or not anyone's doing it on purpose. It's just what
right.
has
That's
happened.
different.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it
and
certainly comes
so
with
yeah,
massive growth very quickly.
yeah,
That's our challenge.
exactly.
There's too many people, and you can't feed everyone without spraying
Right,
chemicals and preservatives on it. I mean, it's just
right.
we've created this
Yeah,
world. It is what it is, right? But the idea
yeah,
that the idea that you can participate in the ideal world, and like the guy, I forget who it was Dr. Zach Bush had said that if you support the people that are doing it right, then the money will go to them, and the people who aren't doing it right will ultimately lose because the investment is going to the other people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a mentality that everyone has to consider. But I
yeah.
think it's
And
an interesting time.
yeah, I think there's always going to be people are going to be drawn to like one of my brothers. I have three brothers. One of them is a PhD um, in bioengineering, and he's got very deep beliefs around how we do actually need to our food system needs to look a certain way in order to feed this many humans. And
Right,
he's very passionate about that, and I tend to see the opposite, and it's completely fine. People are going to be um
right, right,
resonate with one side, and people are going to resonate with another side or whatever. So it's all going to work itself out as long as we can stop making each other wrong for each other's viewpoints. But
Mhm.
what resonated for me is to be as the term sovereignty comes to mind,
right,
um,
right,
to be able to be um, not have to rely on anyone else's built system.
right,
I can build my own systems, feed myself,
right.
and operate from what I build, and then choose to partake in the rest of the world as I see fit, as needed or as desired. And
Where,
that's a big
where do you
part of
get
what
your
we do
water
now.
from?
Most of the water, actually all the water down in this area is well water. So it's very clean. The only thing that with anywhere in the world, well water has a lot of what's the chemical that makes hard water? They're not coming to
Um,
mind
Right?
right now. Calcium has a lot of
Okay.
calcium
Yeah,
in it.
calcium. Yeah.
Um,
We'll edit that
so,
out.
but yeah, but it's yeah.
mhm.
So I consider Panama. It's similar to Mexico, but with better infrastructure in almost
Right.
every way. So,
Yeah.
Right, right. And it
uh,
also feels like the government and the people there are much more sort of friendly and inviting and like we want
yeah,
you to come in, we want you to invest and make it easy. And I think that's a big factor too, right? And
yeah,
just the idea that if you're going to go somewhere, like, is it going to take me 5 years, to pull this off or
right.
and where you're going.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. A lot of people don't realize until they inquire is um, the government of Panama, the people here, this country is incredibly open, incredibly safe, incredibly supportive of expats moving
Right,
here, even
right,
even not even just investing and moving
right,
here, but it's starting businesses here. And
right, right, right.
it's I mean, you heard some of them speak at this
Yeah,
event we
no, I
we
was
met at.
amazed. Yeah.
I was amazed too. Like
They use
even
the
I had not
dollar.
met some of them. Yeah,
It's sort of
yep,
Americanized, I guess. I don't know if that's a very good
it
term or
is.
not, but
Yeah,
they got the, I mean, it's so easy. I was bringing all these adapters for my outlets, plugs and stuff, and it was like the same as what we use. I was like, oh, well, this
right.
is
Yeah.
good. But
So
and the dollar,
the United States was integral in
right,
finishing building the Panama Canal, and then I guess we handed the canal back to Panama. Uh, I can't remember what year,
yeah,
but
when it was
sometime
that
in the
one, yeah,
90s, I believe. And
yeah,
that's why I think ever since that moment, it's been a dollarized economy here, and it's a very friendly
right,
relationship
right.
between Panama and America.
Yeah, yeah. Something changed because at one point, when I do bring up Panama, some people still remember the days of it being very corrupt. That was the one thing that keeps
Oh,
coming up, right? So
the
there's
Panama
something changed
Papers.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, so there's this thing I've learned all
Yeah,
this since I've been down
Noriega.
here. So
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, there's this thing called the Panama Papers where apparently there was one law firm, but the entire country became known for the acts of one small
Oh,
law
okay,
firm,
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
where a lot of money was being laundered through
Got it.
Panama and a lot of tax. It was a big tax haven. And
Right,
so this has actually become a benefit to those of us that are now investing and buying real
right,
estate and things like that. You can buy real estate as a U.S. citizen, uh,
right,
titled land. You buy
right.
titled land. It's very safe. It's very secure, and the banking system here is as conservative as I have ever seen. And again, I'm
Wow.
coming from 25 years in commercial real estate
Right.
industry.
Hmm.
It's sometimes a bit annoying, but also like really amazing because
Right.
the economy here is that much more stable because the
Right. Right.
government and the
Stability.
banking system
Hmm.
is not overstretching what they're doing with people that are not qualified to, get loans. So
Yeah.
They've also taken a hard line on drugs, right?
yes,
Because
this is
that's kind of a big
very,
deal for people. Everyone's like
yeah,
drugs, and I'm like, no, I think
yeah,
it's actually different there.
yeah. No, it's very. So there's in the southern, actually, it would be the eastern side of Panama. There's a thing called the Darien Gap. If you look on a map,
I heard about it.
basically the giant jungle between Panama and Colombia. Apparently, back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, when Pablo Escobar was doing his thing, they purposefully did not allow roads to be cut through this area because they
Mm.
didn't want that to be a
Right.
way for them
Traffic.
to bring the traffic. Yeah.
Right.
And this is what I think kept the Darien Gap
Right.
in
Interesting.
place.
Hmm.
And that's also, I think, just bled into now today. It's a very conservative country when it comes to drugs and crime. And,
Right.
there's no, they're everywhere. So you don't really ever know, but you never encounter any
Not like,
cartel or any
yeah,
of this
right.
stuff that it just doesn't exist here that I've seen.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
understand too. And that's a big deal for Americans, man. Even like Mexico, people are still freaked out about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mexico again, I love Mexico, but I've traveled there many different places in Mexico many times over the last 20 years or so. And yeah, they've got some issues there.
Right.
So walk us through again, so our audience on our page is like, people looking to share ownership in a home.
Yes.
Maybe walk us through the home, what we're
Yep.
building here,
Yeah.
and maybe some of the, what are we looking at finishes wise? What can people expect when they're
Amenities.
looking at building? Yeah.
Amenities. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So part of the project, part of Rayo del Sol, again, it's going to be 11 segregated lots with 11 villas, all varying sizes. The vision of this project is very much a custom home type of
Oh, cool.
environment. These are much larger lots than what's typical in this area. And they're going to be some of them will be much larger homes. Some of them will just not be larger, but higher quality homes that exist here. It'll be like some of the nicer homes that exist in this area for quite
Right.
some time, I believe. Um,
Cool.
so that's just setting the vision and the vibe. I did create two model home designs that maybe we can put a link to on our website or
Sure.
something when you post
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I did that only because the more people that looked at the land, I learned from buyers that a lot of people just couldn't really, they were having trouble visualizing what could
Right. Right.
be built here. So I just did it to provide some guide rails in terms of like, okay, here's kind of the vibe we're looking for, the design. And so I do have two home models that you guys, your buyers can, choose from and then make adjustments from there. Or some buyers, like the two homes that are going to be starting construction here in February, those are being designed completely by separate architects,
Hmm.
and they're still going off of kind of the design criteria that we've
Got
created
it.
because we want all of them to be different but kind of cohesive uh,
Right.
in a sense, just to keep the nice feel, the quality feel
Sure.
and environment.
Aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, and then as part of the community amenities, one of the lots there's a 12th lot that's about a half acre, maybe a little less than a half acre, where I'm going to be putting a greenhouse on one side of it, and then have outdoor garden boxes on the other side of it,
Uh,
and it's going to be a fully managed, basically food garden.
right.
Nice.
For it's obviously not going to feed all
Everything.
11
Yeah. Yeah.
owners
Yeah,
year
but no.
round, but let's say, one of your buyers is in town for a couple of
Absolutely.
months and they want to have a dinner party, and they're going to serve Italian. They go to the food garden, they grab some fresh tomatoes, some fresh
Absolutely.
basil, maybe some oregano from
There
from
you
Yeah, it
go.
sounds amazing.
and yeah, so that's the intent there. Now,
Right.
longer term, I do have an intention to purchase some land up away from the beach, up in the mountains somewhere, some large land, and actually grow a lot more food and maybe even have some animals to create even more of that sovereignty
Oh,
that
that's
maybe
great.
we could.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
That'd be
longer
great.
term vision.
Yeah.
The way I've approached this, so I'm going to be building my home here,
Hmm.
and the way I've approached this whole development is, man, what would I want?
Yeah.
Yeah, my house, what would be cool for me to wake up in the morning and like be able to go, okay, food garden. And
Fruit.
then
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
amenity, for instance, that I've already created a shared walking trail down to the beach. So
Perfect.
there'll be trails through the 12 acres. Again, it's on a hill about 70 to 100 feet above the beach.
Wow, that's high
Oh,
up
that's
there.
pretty
Uh,
good. Yeah.
I've already created a walking trail down to the beach. So from lot number 8, which is one of them that hangs over, kind of looks over the ocean. From that lot down to the sand, it's a 3-minute walk, and
Wow. Well,
yeah,
that's
so
not
it's
bad.
cool.
Yeah, that's not bad. What about what are the prices of properties in Panama? Like, what's the most expensive home
Yeah.
in Vanau,
Even
ever
now,
sold for? What are you thinking the high end of your properties will be?
so there's a property, the town next to Playa Vanel is called Cañas. There's a property in Cañas on the mountain, so away from the beach, up the mountain. Um, that's a 4-bedroom, 2-story 4-bedroom with a really nice pool. And then I believe 2 or 3 casitas.
Hmm.
Casitas are, smaller, living,
Eight, little
you know,
ADUs.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
ADUs, cabins
Little
that you can
Hondas.
rent for Airbnb revenue. That entire property is on the market for sale at 2.5 million.
Hmm.
3.5, did you say?
That's
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
Now that's I think the highest priced property in this area
Oh, wow.
currently.
Okay.
That's good
Um,
number.
my just to kind of walk you through the investment math
Yeah.
for my
Yeah, please.
properties. So let's say the average lot price on at Raya del Sol is 350,000. And based on one of my home models, the architect is telling me that it'll cost around 650,000 to build. So let's just say, for ease of math, we're all in for $1 million.
Hmm.
And then for the sake of your buyers, somebody's covering 50% of that or 25% of that.
Right.
Um, the day that home gets completed, that home will be worth 1.8 to 2 million based
Got
on
it. Okay.
the location, the look and feel, the quality, the location being the biggest thing. Like
Right.
think of a town in California, for instance, or even Hawaii, where the closer down to the water you get, the
Yeah.
larger and more luxurious the homes get.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
This is exactly what we're looking at here with Raya del Sol.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
This is the when the real estate term we always use is highest and best use. The
Right.
highest and best use of this land was to have large lots,
Hmm.
large quality, luxurious homes, and that's
And
what we're
large, you would be
following
like
suit.
1 acre or less than 1 acre?
So all of my lots are between 1 acre to an acre and a half.
Okay.
There's one lot that is half an acre.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And yeah, so the asking price for that lot is 210,000. And um and actually we'll speak in terms of houses because with you
Right.
guys we're going to be building the homes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your buyers will be investing in the homes, not the lot,
Right.
but
Correct.
developer, I'm always thinking in terms
No,
of
no, no,
lots.
no,
So
exactly. No problem.
apologies.
No, no
Yeah, so
problem at all. That helps us to
yeah.
understand too.
Yeah, definitely. So
Gotcha.
let's take that. You could easily put this $650,000 home model on
Hmm.
that half-acre lot. So
Yeah,
then
that'd
that
be, yeah.
investment comes down by 200,000 or a hundred
Wow.
thousand, something like
Right.
that. So
But even without a
Interesting.
half acre lot with that size house, you can have other amenities on the property, certainly extra
absolutely.
storage, things like that. That's a fairly large lot in and of itself, a half acre.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. 1 acre
Yeah,
is
these
tons.
are, in comparison to lots, a typical lot in the United States in a rural neighborhood or
Right.
suburban neighborhood,
Right.
those tend to be 6,000 to
Sure.
10,000 square foot lots. And uh, these are quite a bit larger than that.
15,000. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they'll all have photovoltaic and all that kind of stuff. Will you have a common one, or does each property have its own
Say again.
energy? Photovoltaic, solar? Do you
Oh
have
yeah.
solar?
So this is the part that is regenerative. So building a regenerative community is a very
Oh,
big
cool.
deal because this is part of us showing how everything can happen simultaneously.
Got it.
Regenerative infrastructure. So
Got it.
each of the homes is going to be designed to be completely autonomous of grid power
Okay.
using solar. And we have the added benefit of this neighborhood is already plugged into the grid power, so um,
Backup.
it'll be dual, yeah, system, and power generation will not be ever be an issue there,
So that'd be
which is
awesome.
Yeah.
also really unique because it takes there's the power company here in Panama. Sometimes or most often it takes quite a long time for projects to get plugged into the grid power, and
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
a lot of people are using solar and generators until they get plugged into the grid power and then they can
Oh,
shift it.
wow.
But we have the
Right.
benefit of it happening much quicker with Raya del Sol.
Oh, bonus.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That's great. And
and
then,
then
so you mentioned earlier oh, go ahead. You're going to say.
yeah, just one more thing around the
Yeah.
regenerative
Oh, yeah.
infrastructure. The other thing that is will be a requirement, and we haven't finalized exactly what this is going to look like yet, but there are biofiltration systems. So instead of for gray and black water for wastewater, so instead of it a septic tank
Mm.
system, we're planning to have it'd be a requirement that each home um, goes
Oh, wow.
through this biofiltration that cleans the water so pure that it is able to water your lawn or water your
Right. Oh,
plants or
that's a good
trees or
deal. Yeah.
something.
Awesome.
So you're feeding it back, so it's a completely regenerative system. So everything that we
Nice.
take gets fed back, and
That's
it's a
awesome. Yeah.
circular process.
I love
Uh,
that
uh,
area. So into that, that in partnership with nature.
I was
Yeah, and part of it too, and it's cool. Part of it too is because we are in this place that is like a village in the middle of Panama. We kind of
Yeah.
have to figure
Yeah.
out certain things, but it's also that's probably another reason why it's a little more prevalent here because we
Right.
can't rely on the systems as much.
Exactly right.
So sorry, Noah, you had a
Oh no,
question.
no, it's okay. Sorry, I was gonna ask. You mentioned earlier about all some again, just thinking about people coming in and investing and being there and being on vacation. What are the things that people like to do around there? What are the activities? I know you mentioned some of the festivals. What are people doing when they're coming into town and they're spending
Yeah,
a 2 or 3 weeks there at a time?
Can I just
yeah,
say before you answer that I did
yeah.
see on Instagram that you had a full moon disco. Looked like you might be the
I
DJ.
wanted you to talk about
What?
that.
I
Yes, I
want to go
wanted
to
you to
one of
talk
those
about
Yes,
that.
parties. Okay. I want to go
Yeah.
to that party.
yeah,
No.
yeah. So I'll answer both questions first. Like the music scene here is it's not a giant party all the time.
Right,
So
right, right.
but what happens is during especially we're just entering our summer season. The rest of the world's entering their winter.
Yeah.
We're just entering our summer, and this is when it stops raining and it's just sunny and beautiful every day, all day. And therefore, a lot more tourists come through because it's people are going to escape the cold in the U.S. and other parts
Right,
of the
right, right.
world. And so there's aside from the music festivals and the parties that tend to happen from middle of December through April here,
Hmm.
um, this is world class surfing. So Playa
Right.
Banao hosts international surf competitions.
Wow.
Oh,
People
nice.
travel from all over the world to come and learn from the instructors here and
Oh,
take surf lessons and compete and things like
Wow.
that.
oh, right on.
And then and then the other thing that's very big here is sport fishing. Um,
Yes.
I think there are several countries throughout Central America, but I'm not sure which ones, but certainly Panama does not allow commercial fishing within a certain distance of its shores.
Oh,
So therefore, they call this the tuna coast, the Azuero Peninsula, which is where this part of Panama is. It's the tuna coast. Man, you go out and it's not even deep sea fishing. It's like it's called offshore fishing. You're going out anywhere from
Right.
1 mile to 2 miles
Yeah.
offshore. And I have caught 20-pound grouper. I've caught a
wow.
65-pound yellowfin tuna.
Wow.
Last time I went out, a friend of mine that's come down here several times, actually one of the buyers of a home in my project, he and I went out at 6:30 a.m. and by 8:30 a.m. we had caught 110 pounds of different types of tuna, albacore, yellowtail.
Oh,
And we're
nice.
like, I guess we're done. We
Nice.
can probably
Yeah.
just
What do
go
you
back
do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Go give it to all your
Nice.
friends. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, geez, that's
Yeah,
amazing. That's
yeah, we
amazing.
have marlin and red snapper, and I mean the fishing here is very, very
Amazing.
big, and
Huh?
Oh, that's great.
and a
Nice.
lot of people don't know about it. So it's an
No.
opportunity. It's going to be help this place grow even more.
Interesting.
And then there's so much life here. There's so much biodiversity.
Mm.
The birding is a big thing here. I think
Oh,
there's
wow.
like 280 species of bird
Oh,
literally just in
wow.
this one
Amazing.
area of
Huh.
Panama.
Yeah.
Monkeys, sloths. I mean, you name just. I've never been around
So much.
so
Yeah.
much life in all
Oh,
forms. It's just
yeah,
incredible.
I didn't think about that, but there is
Yeah.
that I
Yeah,
imagine a
Yeah.
lot of jungle life
It
going.
is a
yeah,
junglish,
Yeah.
tropical, forests and
Yeah.
stuff. Right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's great.
That's amazing. So, last question. We've taken up a lot of your time. Well, I don't know if our time's up or not, but anyway, um, what is the status of the project right now? Are they home? Have you completed a home yet? And it looked to me like you were grading still, and I was trying to get
yeah,
a sense
yeah.
of where you're at, and then when you see the first homes being completed.
Yeah, great question. Thank you for the question. So, the first two homes that will be built And if you're on the website and you can see lots 6 and 7,
Okay.
those homes are going to start in February of 2026.
That's right.
And um, one of the things that's a big unknown for people buying real estate down here that don't live here is, who can I trust? How can I make sure this
Yeah.
home gets built
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
I have very methodically spent a lot of my time over these last 2 years creating the team that I know, that I trust, that is going to be able to bring the high level of quality and regenerative infrastructure that I know is that I have, that my vision is for. I I completed that team 2 or 3 months ago, finally. So we have our entire contractor team ready to go. And based on this team, they've actually built
Whoa.
property here.
Yeah.
They built my main general contractor. She built her own personal home in this same neighborhood, and from start to finish in 7 months.
Wow.
Um,
Oh,
That's
very
cool.
good.
yeah, and she's her house is uh, at a level of quality that's distinct for homes here, which is great, and we're building on that. And so what we're saying is, 12 to 18 months is a really good conservative estimate on the timetable for construction.
Hmm.
Um, and don't quote me on this, but I would be surprised if it's not a lot closer to that 12 months than the 18 months for each home.
Right.
So, these first homes will very likely be finished and moved into early 2027. And
And it's all
then
local labor? Local labor or
um, it's so there's a civil engineer there's an American civil engineer that actually just moved down here. I met him randomly a few months
nice.
ago. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's so funny.
oh my
Awesome.
God, I've been looking for you. Welcome.
Yeah. Man.
uh, there's a structural engineer that's in the US that's going to be you know, part of the team from there, consulting from there. The architect that designed my model homes, he's here in Panama. He studied in the US. But the other two architects that have actually designed these first two homes that we built, they're both in the US. One of them has come down here to do a site visit, and that'll be the first home built. He lives in Aspen, Colorado, and
Nice.
he's a world renowned. The projects and homes he's built are
Wow.
just beautiful. I'm really proud to have him be
That's
building
gonna
one
be
of the homes on
awesome.
this
Wow.
for our project.
Sets a good start.
But everyone else is here locally. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Noah and I were talking, like for like three to $500,000, we could own 3 months of a property over there in an amazing community that's in partnership with nature, that's regenerative, that has
Yeah.
all the things that everyone's looking for, right? And in my opinion, that sounds like a really good deal.
Pretty good deal.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, 350,000. I mean, nowadays that's a lot of money. I get it, but I mean, nowadays that's like nothing. You don't get
Yeah.
anything for that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
can't live there. You know what I mean? I got too many other things to do, and I think
Yeah.
the opportunity for me to come in and use it for 1 or 2 months and in 3 months, hopefully, is going to be really a great opportunity for a lot of people. I think because I think this is what people are wanting now, and I think they want
Yeah.
to live in clean, healthy environments. And as we become more and more aware of what we're doing, and that when my community here in Maui had that fire that everyone knows about, and the houses all
Yeah.
burnt to the ground, and the waste was toxic waste that you couldn't even breathe the air in it. I mean, I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
why
It
are we
was
living
terrible.
in
Yeah.
homes that are, the wood soaked in arsenic to prevent termites, and
Yeah.
then it burns and it becomes toxic waste. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, right? So I think we're
Yeah.
learning.
How did we do that? How
How
did
did
we
that
allow
Yeah.
happen? Yeah,
that?
yeah. How's this code? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit like the levels of what they allow people to put into our food, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
permission basically to do it, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I think what you're doing is awesome, and thank you for being
Thank
the
you.
example to the rest of us. And it's a privilege for us to partner with you to be able to share that with everyone. That's something that we're
Yeah,
very
no,
excited about.
I'm
So
so
thank you.
happy I met you guys at this event in Panama. And the a big hurdle that I am constantly having to talk through with people is there's a lot of just fear with Americans of investing in things outside of the United
Right.
States.
Right.
And it's just something that we were born and like grew up with.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Yes.
it comes from, but I I have to tell you, like, one, again, 25 years in real estate in the US, I have never seen the level of investment returns in real estate that I see here as an
Wow. Fantastic.
opportunity.
Wow.
And not only just Playa now as a region, but all of Panama.
Right.
I'm calling it the new land of opportunity
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I see everything from very much a
Everything's in
macro
there.
level. And Panama is poised to be a rocket
Totally
ship
right.
growth in the next
Right.
5 years.
Yeah.
And I've heard many people say that are in varying businesses and
Exactly.
throughout the country. And then think of like again, running through the numbers, $1 million split 4 ways
It's nothing.
to build a home, and then the day it's done, you're almost or quite possibly doubling your investment.
Wow.
Right.
And then the times that it's not being occupied by one of the owners, you're throwing it on Airbnb, and the
Right.
Airbnb revenue from that, I have pro formas built out. You're earning, 8 to 10% on that
That's
money
amazing. Yeah. I didn't
Wow.
on
realize.
rental income on
Wow.
top of that much
That
appreciation
makes
for
it
day
easy.
one.
I
So
mean, that's really
yeah,
what people want. I mean, look, the market is the market, right? And it's not a great market. Let's just say that. I'm not talking about Panama. I'm talking about the world economy, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And where we are in the cycle, right? So finding a
Right.
creative solution to make it easy for people to do these things are really
Yeah.
what we need to be coming up with, because otherwise it's $1 million is a lot of money. $250,000. Now we're talking, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You're in
Yeah.
the zone of what people are willing to spend. $1 million become a lot of money now. You know what I
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And they don't have
And
to do it on they don't have to do it on their own. They're not alone in this, which is a big deal.
Right,
And
right.
it's a big
we were
deal.
just
Yeah.
talking today about if my fiance and I, we want to go down to Panama. How are we going to do that? How are we going to get around? And I said, well, we know people there now. We can talk. And
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Exactly.
They have you, they have the
Right,
Confidante folks. I mean, they have a team that
right,
can
Yeah.
help them with this process and then hang with them while they own, which
right.
is
Right. Yeah.
huge.
Not so scary. It's not so
Yeah.
scary. Compidante was a
Right.
big one for us because it gave us the opportunity to not have to be the experts on how to transact in 10 different countries. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm like, I
Yeah.
have no idea. Okay, I'll just tell you straight
Yeah.
up,
Right.
you know. So,
Yeah.
but the
You
team,
guys are bring your key role is very clear and it's
right,
incredible. And
right,
I'm
right.
really happy that we found this partnership and we're moving
Thank you.
forward
Yeah,
together
we are
because I
too.
really think that we'll be doing
Right,
some business together at Raya
right,
del Sol, and
right.
I'm excited to do that with you guys.
We agree.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, listen, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to selling some real estate. Let us know how we can
Beautiful,
help you. Yeah.
awesome. Thank you,
Awesome,
gentlemen.
man. Thanks
Thanks.
again,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Take care.